lovelies. I've got a two-in-one project for you today because it's taken me a while to get my scrappy mojo back, and it's been hot and humid, which it shouldn't really be in Melbourne, and Max has gone back to school this week after his summer break, so everything's just been a bit much. So anyway, the primary project that I'm really late on, and I'm really sorry everyone, is the brainchild of Rebecca and Scrappy Adam, and it's called Scrapdom, where we grab a whole lot of random motifs and we try and cram as many as possible on the page. I believe going forward from next month there'll be a theme. I'm not 100% sure, but this month it's a free-for-all, so it's one hop per month, and this was on the 7th, so I'm going to be almost a week late. Sorry, I promise I'll be on time next time. Since I would normally be getting ready to film for my Scraplift You on Saturdays, I thought I'd do a two-in-one and maybe get my Scraplift You in a bit early. So that's why I've got this here, because I sort of had an idea of what I was going to do, and then I thought, well, if I'm going to do my Scraplift You, I'm going to need a scrap lift, right? And I could always use a hand to hold, especially when it's the first layout back after not having scrapped in a while. I just feel like, I don't know, I kind of feel like a fish out of water, and I just need to get back into the groove. So this is from Shimelle's Insta from back in February 2019, and this photo is from 2019, so that kind of cemented my desire to use this layout. But also I think I want to use some elements from this one. This one's all calm, and mine's not going to be calm because, yeah. But what I kind of was thinking, and you'll see what I mean when I go through the papers, is a bunch of strips on this side, and then some blocks of paper, and then some little embellishments scattered everywhere. Now Shimelle hasn't used a lot of embellishments scattered because this is already very loud and bold, so I'm probably going to go 3 steps too far as usual, because I'm on team more, and Shimelle's always on team more, and there's not very many scrapbookers out there with a style that doesn't really conform to what the industry likes in their, I guess, examples of sort of minimalist types of things, and I'm just, yeah, that's just not me. I'm piling all the things. If I'm happy, then I don't care. So some of the suggestions thrown around in the examples by Rebecca and Adam were things like llamas and bicycles, and they're two things actually that I do struggle to use, because I still like my layouts with what looks like a random image to feed into the story, even if nobody else gets it. So this is kind of an obvious choice with her little llama handbag. And I think I'm obviously going to be putting in unicorns, but there'll be other things that I put in that remind me of her. So I wasn't there that day, but I was sent this photo and told the story behind it. I think that's what I'm going to do. When I thought about llamas, I think Heidi Swap still has some, but it was the Simple Stories collection that I knew for sure had some. Oh, happy day. And there's more here. And I love the colours. Now this one has a bit of the unicorn stuff and a bit of retro stuff. This is Dream Big, their little girl collection. I love these colours. These are my colours. And this catacorn, I do need to save some catacorns because I do have an actual catacorn story. I promise you, if there's a random motif, I'm going to have a story about it. So the llama on her dress that she tried on actually looks a lot like this. So this also is from that Dream Big. That's got all the random bits, so I don't know if I'll use that, but I do like the idea of maybe a strip of the rainbow. More unicorns, catacorns, more rainbows. Oh, this is the Princess collection. I like the idea of bringing a swan because they've got some swans. See here, there's that swan paper where they live. They go and feed bread to them. And I like some of the different multicultural princesses. And I figured, well, if I'm going with unicorns, it's not a huge jump then to add things, other princessy type stuff like dragons and frogs. Because, you know, swans already, we're going a bit more random. Oh, I think these were some background choices. When I thought of backgrounds, I'm not sure why I thought this, because the dress is a very clean white, but I'm glad I did, because I think some of these previous papers are ever so slightly cream. It was this one, and they include both white and cream. So this is going to be one of those mix the white and cream. And in fact, these have a white and cream type of thing. Okay, now we come to some of the Shimelle's unicorns. Nobody does unicorns like Shimelle, seriously. Look, unicorns, unicorns, and more unicorns. Now some of these are from the paper pad, so that's always a good way to use them. Mermaids, dragons, obligatory cameras, of course. All sparkly stuff, because, I mean, why wouldn't you, right? Rainbows, clouds, butterflies. I know they're not super random. Oh, that's these again, but they've got... Oh, I pulled this out, but it turns out I'd already cut one of these apart because I thought I could use the letter T in among the Embellies because her name begins with a T, and possibly the number 3 because she was 3 then. What I was thinking, and I know I've pulled out way too much and that's going to make me sad because, you know, I like all the things. I also need to find some much more random things to add because I don't feel like I'm stretching my random muscles. Where did that other background paper go? So I'm feeling like my choices are a little bit predictable. I'm not stretching my random muscles, but I will add a link down there to a previous layout I did where there's a ton of embellishments that I've done like a big rainbow, and they look crazy random, but I promise you pretty much every single one feeds into either the story of the girls, of this little lady and her sister, my memory of them, things that remind me of them, things that they've said, they've done, all that kind of stuff. So that's sort of the idea with this. Okay, let's pick a background. I thought I might, okay. I like how Shimelle, because she's used one 4x6 photo on this one. If you want to find this layout in Shimelle's Insta, I'd scroll back to 2014 because she made this one pretty much at a similar time frame after Wonder Boy turned a month old, and so yeah, that's in 2014. But this one I noted down the date on her Insta when it was, so I just, yeah, I had already had to scroll far enough to get to 2019. Thought another 5 years was pushing it. Yeah, so I like the idea of the journaling there, and the herringbone hasn't actually thrown her when she's written that. Yeah, maybe I can use this one too because that'll bring in this layout into the, and yeah, that'll sort of definitely bring these two together. Okay, I'm going to take the branding strip off. Then I am going to start looking at what strips I can use now. Wonkily stitched and wonkily stuck some strips down here. I've matted this on the paper that came from the Head in the Clouds paper pad because it's got both the silver and the coppery, holographic-y, metallic kind of detail to it. I need some big blocks as well. I think that's what I'm going to do with the llamas because one strip doesn't sort of give the full colour palette, and I definitely need pink llamas because, you know, that's what we're dealing with here. So yeah, I don't know, a big block, maybe not as tall as the photo, but definitely going across to here. Yeah. Alright, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, okay, up between the yellow and these guys. there's a mark on the paper there. Well, that works quite well. Okay. Now, how do I want to position this? I want this mermaid to be showing because I really like when collections don't just feature the cookie cutter blonde hair type of girls, and clearly she doesn't fall into that category, so I might put it like this. Okay, I'm going to do that before I change my mind. Didn't think it would come out quite so much beyond. I thought I'd have a bit more breathing room because I know I'm going to want to go a bit crazy with the embellies. Now this is almost certainly going to be pulled up again. I realised that what I wanted to do was mirror image this because she's facing this way, but because I've put the photo so far in, it's probably going to be okay. I decided to cut this out after all, and I trimmed it down a little bit smaller. I could put it sort of like this, maybe, I don't know, something like that. Well, honestly, I have no idea. I'm just going to start playing with some bits, but also I want to bring in some more navies. So I've got these bits. There is a navy dragon. There's one on the chipboard sheet as well, and I do want to bring in other textures. And obviously I wanted to bring in some more pink because I think that it needs some hot pink over here. I've pulled out a bunch of die cuts, a few stickers from sticker sheets, which I'm definitely going to go back to. I just don't want to have a lot left over. I also want to remember to look in here, since this is full of these stickers that I've pulled out for past projects and not used, and I think that there's some that could work. So yeah, don't let me forget to use that. And of course chipboard, I took the chipboard dragon and rubbed him against my clothes so I can move him around and figure it out. And that way, if I don't want to use him, I'll just chuck him in with the die cuts and it's fine. I'll just use glue dots to stick him down. But actually what I think I better do is the title. Now this was from the Echo Park sticker sheet that went with the Happy Day, and I thought I could do Fabulous Darling, because that's kind of a fashiony sort of a phrase, and if I put that here, journaling there, so I'm sort of building up a little bit. Found this mermaid on the sticker sheet, and she's got the coppery kind of sparkle, and then there's some of the holographic, so it brings all that back in and it doesn't look so random there either. Journaling's not super long, except I don't know what I've done with the piece of paper I drafted it on. Let's try these hot pink ones, if I've got the right letters. I don't have a lowercase a, that's alright. Yeah, I could do it. I bet if I mix and match some of is there anything? Ah, you know what? I could trim down the Q to make a lowercase a. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do, because Q's don't get used that often, do they? Let's see if I can make it look convincing. I think it's going to be a pretty easy surgery. Has a bit of a tail. Needs a bit more of an indentation in here. Okay, that's not too shabby. To ink this guy and put him in. I love how the journaling fit just right, and the top of that title I sort of tried to curve it in. hopefully it will stay. Now, I could actually put that under there. No, I don't want to cover up this. Okay, we're going up, we're going down. Alright, since I've pulled out this mermaid, I'll say that it's okay to cover her up. But I definitely want to leave some of these showing, just like that. Now then, pink. Okay, I've cut that down way more than I hoped, but never mind. I may actually put that up on pop dots. I like that. I like where that's going. I have some other bits, things that the shapes themselves are not particularly random, but the product is, like clear acetate type things, and because I think that counts as random. I think it totally does. Feel like that, that's how I'm going to do it. Okay. I like the idea of putting this mirror somewhere because that's what she's doing. She's looking in the mirror. Maybe I could put that there with something under there because I wouldn't mind to hide that, and that's just dead space anyway. Unicorn. I'm just gonna, I don't know. Now this mermaid here, she should be facing this way, but I don't know that there's anywhere to put her. Right. She's not very sticky. I'm just going to put her there for now. In fact, I could move her even a little bit closer, but that might be a spot for one of these vertical type of things, which also brings in the holographic. Now balloons, this absolutely, actually I think that's what this is on the ground here. Weirdness. Alright, I don't know what to do with that, but that has to go on. I didn't ink the background of the Fabulous because I thought the contrast against the background paper, I liked that, and I couldn't be bothered getting in there under all those curves. But if I put these balloons behind, it will hide that little bit that got inky and random. This is not, I'm just not feeling this llama. I'm just not. Sorry, llama. Yeah, I think that llama was too big. Put something else there. I'm going to cut around this. I have these really old Heidi Swap things called ghost shapes. They're just clear plastic, and I'm just going to tuck one in somewhere, maybe here, because yeah, I do like that because that's not going to hide the pattern, but it just gives something. I need to add a frog because random, and because of the whole frog fairy tale thing. Right. So, mirror. Okay, how was I going to do this? Like that. What about something like that? need to bust out the glue dots for that and just put them under the bit that gets tucked away. So that's here. Okay, so I'm going to ink up this little mermaid and stick her down. Last thing left to do is some of these glittery sparkly enamel shapes. I might use this retro kind of star shape. A lot of the fairy tale collections tend to use that. I'm just going to put one of each colour in every cluster. Well, not each colour, but no, not that one. I don't want that one. The two turquoises and pink, I think. Maybe? Yeah. Okay, this one is going to have the biggest hot pink here because I don't think there's any hot pink in that area. Now, oh no, there's that llama. Okay. Definitely not there. Seriously. I'm going to overlap that there because it's going to be more noticeable. I'm going to leave this. Thank you so much for watching, and please go and check out what the other peeps have made in both hops. And if you're new to my channel, this is always what my filming area looks like by the end of a layout. You should see it. Maybe one day I'll pan the camera out and I'll show you how bad it really is. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!